Hey, quick Creo tip for the day. Let's see how to run away from getting confused on the bounding box dimensions while creating a sheet metal box. First, let's create a sketch and define the flat base of the sheet metal box using the planar feature command. Let's also define the sheet thickness being used. For our reference, let's consider 1 mm. Before creating the flanges directly, it's always better to create an envelope that defines the internal volume of the part. If the sketch drawn is the internal volume required for the sheet metal box, then use the same sketch, go to the Model tab, and create an extruded feature. Select New Body and define the height of the box. Let's consider 80 mm. This box should be considered as a construction body that defines the inner volume and is the reference to make sure the flanges are not eating into this volume. Create a flange using the flange command and select on the edge. You can see the flange developed, biting into the inner volume. We need to push the flange outside the inner volume. To do that, click on the flip icon of the thickness side feature. Now, you see the flange outside the box, but the bending radius is still biting into the inner volume. To avoid this, we can offset the flange to bend away from the edge by a certain amount, not more than the inner radius. Or reduce the radius of bend. This is purely dependent on the manufacturing feasibility. This is a quick tip for beginners. Once you understand the basics of sheet metal bending, you will not need to build a volume box every time you create a part. Thanks for watching.